day 153. I am in pain, guys. Real pain. Holding my phone, see my arm, holding it like this with my good arm. It's hard. I'm struggling to do even that. So yesterday I catered. It was an oyster roast for 300 people, meaning that I had to lug out these steamers, 4 of them. They're incredibly heavy. And 30 bags of oysters, which I would put at about a little over 50 pounds a bag. Maybe exactly 25 kilos. I don't know why I think that, but I got this feeling that they measure them in kilos and they're 25 kilo bags. One of those psychic senses that you get from weightlifting, right? That you just have a sense of what something weighs when you touch it. It's kind of amazing, but also I could be wrong, and that would be less amazing. My left arm, the rhomboid, right under the scapula, right next to it, adjacent, is sending all sorts of curious signals, kind of running the bottom of my rib cage and coming up right under the nipple. Just sharp, weird electric feelings down the left arm, behind the elbow, resolving in the pinky of my left hand. My obliques are fried, just destroyed from lugging those damn bags of oysters. My arms are covered with little scratches. It was a rainy day and they didn't cancel the event. So I cooked in 4 inches of water. My feet were wet all day. I was really grouchy. I was not a very nice person. And yet today I feel good. I don't care, man. Whatever, you know? And I really don't see how I'm gonna squat. I mean, I have no core engagement at all. I just did my run and I ran unbelievably badly. So here we go, right? I'm just gonna get in there. We're gonna call today, let's just see what happens. Yeah? And maybe I'll do a time lapse and maybe I'll start with the bar and we'll add 10 pounds all the way to the top. I'll give myself a half hour and that's it. I'm supposed to do my proper leg day, but I'm not doing that today. Man, there's no way I could do it. There's just no way. So yeah, let's just see what happens, right? Stay tuned. So as I'm moving through this with my freshly battered body, and yeah, I'm just starting with the bar, adding 10 pounds until I get to something that's unmanageable, you know? I'm just feeling the way I feel. I'm just feeling achy and creaky and bad, and I'm kind of hoping that as I add weight, it'll feel better and better, and that did happen, you know? And I was plenty warm. I was ready to go, at least, you know, diagnostically. But what am I struggling to say? This is why I don't like programs. And this is why I think strict programs are bad for people that work for a living, you know? And by work for a living, I mean kind of manual labor, you know? Because if I had followed, I'm on a very loose program right now, and if I had followed the numbers that were presented for me today, it would have meant that my max set today, which was 185 for 1, I was supposed to try that for 5. And maybe you can't tell with the time lapse, you know, but 1's all I had. Like, that is it. There was no way, and I mean this, no way that I was getting 2. And if I was the kind of person that just lived and died by the plan, and I've definitely been that kind of person in the past, I absolutely would have got hurt today. 100%. No chance. If I had attempted 5, I would have got hurt. Definitely. And I'd say there's at least a 50% chance that injury would have been catastrophic. Just, you know, the kind of thing that it takes 6 months to restore, repair, rebuild. And maybe it's the sort of thing I can't rebuild from, at all. And I think programs are great. I think they're great broad stroke guidelines to help people progress, to help people achieve their goals. And I think that if you can manage your recovery, manage your stress, manage your nutrition, not perfectly, but adequately, then by all means ignore this rant. Like, use a program. Write your own or build one. There are plenty of resources online that can help you with that. You're going to get great results. But if you're someone like me, that on a given day it's unclear what your job is going to demand of your body, you can't do that. You just cannot do that. If you're on a host of anabolic steroids, maybe, but I would argue even in that case, you still shouldn't do that. You need something a little more intuitive. You need something organic. You need to learn how to communicate with your body. And I don't mean listen to your body, and I don't mean kowtow to your whims. I mean an actual earnest communication, and that takes practice. You can't just decide, today I'm going to listen to my body. It's not, you don't have that gift. Nobody does. Or maybe somebody does, but I've never met them. I taught yoga for 10 years, and it takes time to teach somebody how to communicate with their body. Like, you can start communications relatively quickly and feel a measure of success, but I would say a minimum of 3 months before you have good, clear communication with your body. Now, that invites an entire debate of, like, are we really separate from our bodies, and that's a very interesting debate that I'd be happy to have, but it's not to the point of what I'm talking about. Here's what would have happened if I had done my program today. I would have warmed up. I would have done my specific activation work for the squat. And then after that work, despite the minor injuries I have right now, I would have felt good. I would have felt really charged up and ready to go. And I would have gotten overly optimistic, and I would have attacked. And then it would have attacked back. And I would have paid for that. And I know that this is true because I've done it a million times. So yeah, that's my argument for this. That's my argument for this defense, or this tactic or strategy of training. I know it isn't optimal. But my life is not structured in a way to allow me to chase optimal. Optimal's not a good strategy for me. It just isn't. Optimal hurts me, for sure. Even close to optimal hurts me. There is no doubt of that. So anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully I'm feeling a little better tomorrow and I can do something more aggressive. But if not, it's going to be like this. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today, okay?